Insta360's new X5 offers some big improvements. With dual 1/1.28-inch type sensors, new AI processing for better low-light performance, pure video mode for night shots, a tougher waterproof design, and even user-replaceable lenses. But if you already own the X4, is it really worth the upgrade? Well, I've been testing both side by side over the past few weeks, and the results might surprise you. And many of you will have seen my previous comparison videos on the X4, the X3, and the X2, which was the very first 360 camera that I tried. Over the years, Insta360 has sent me each of these to review, and while I was skeptical at first, they have quickly become a regular part of my production toolkit. Because while 360 cameras definitely have their limitations, when used appropriately, they can add something really special. So let's quickly compare the cameras in terms of form factor and features, and then we'll look at some of that comparison footage. The X5 is almost identical in size to the X4, though it's actually a couple of grams lighter. And they function virtually the same, so switching between them is seamless if you're already used to the X4's shape and controls. Now the headline change is those dual 1/1.28-inch type sensors, which is a jump from the X4's half-inch type sensors. Bigger sensors means more light capture, better dynamic range, and cleaner images. And that's paired with new AI-powered image processing via Insta360's triple AI chip system, which is designed to handle more data per frame, making footage sharper and the colors more accurate. And the X5 also gets pure video mode, specifically for low light shooting. And in my testing, it really does smooth out noise and help to maintain color in dark conditions. And another big addition is the user-replaceable lenses, because if you scratch a lens on the X4, then you're sending it in for repair, whereas with the X5, you can just swap it out yourself, which is a huge plus for adventure shooters who are quite hard on their gear, like myself. And then there's Insta-Frame mode, which lets you record both a reframed flat video and the full 360 video at the same time. And that means that you can grab an instantly usable clip, say for social media, while still having the flexibility of that 360 capture to reframe and use later on. And it's now got a built-in wind guard for clearer audio. Now let's see how all of that actually translates into real-world shooting, starting with my favorite conditions to test a camera like this in, the tricky, lower, and variable lighting conditions that you get when in the trees. And this is where the X5's larger sensors really help. Pay attention to the details in the shadows, as well as where the light's coming in through the trees. In really dark scenes, the X5 footage shows noticeably less noise. Just look at this comparison here with cleaner colors as well and much more detail. The X4 still does a decent job and will still be more than good enough for most people. Not a lot of people are filming at night like myself, but for filming during a race and say heading into aid stations, you can see where the X5 would make a huge difference. Now back to some brighter conditions where both cameras I think perform quite well, but again the X5 has a touch more dynamic range so that the highlights don't blow out as quickly, which is especially noticeable up in the top there in the sky. Both use Insta360's flow state stabilization, so overall the smoothness should be almost identical. Whether you're running or cycling or just walking with a selfie stick like in this scene here, both will keep the horizon level and the motion steady. But the extra detail from the X5's larger sensors also means you have more room to crop and to reframe without losing sharpness. And if you're exporting in 4K like I do, and you want to zoom or recompose your shot, that extra resolution makes a huge difference. Now for most people who already own the X4, I don't think that the X5 offers enough of a jump to justify the cost. Yes, you'll see improvements in image quality, but the X4 is still an excellent camera and it'll handle most shooting scenarios just fine. But if you're upgrading from the X3 or of course anything older, you'll notice huge improvements right away in both resolution and in that low light performance, as well as in the build quality and the overall usability. Now, if you're buying your first 360 camera, then it's a bit more debatable because you might be able to find a really good deal on an X4, which for most people would be a fantastic option, especially if your primary use case is just publishing to social media where that extra resolution won't be noticeable. But for professional content creators or anyone where image quality is the absolute priority, then the X5 is the one to get. I'll definitely be using the X5 moving forward and retiring my X4, so expect to see plenty of footage from it in my upcoming films. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it.